If you're an aspiring investor today looking to get started, there are many creative ways to start investing in real estate. Some of these being short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, flips, turnkey rentals, house hacking, etc. But I'm here to share with you a very popular strategy that is unfortunately dead, and that is the BRRRR strategy. Let's have a moment of silence for the BRRRR investors. Okay, well maybe that's not entirely true, but we're all aware that today is a challenging market where it is simply harder to find undervalued deals. This is due to many limiting factors in today's market, such as raising interest rates, limited inventory availability, home prices simply not crashing like many people expected them to, rents fluctuating, etc. Life has been tough as a BRRRR investor. Fortunately, I'm here today to show you how you can still successfully build equity quickly in properties and successfully be a BRRRR investor in 2024, no matter how challenging it may be. Hi everyone, my name is Zach Leemaster with Rent to Retirement, and I'm very excited to dive into this topic with you. Just in case you don't know what the BRRRR strategy is, this is an acronym that stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. And eventually you can add another R, that is retire, if you do this strategy successfully enough. The BRRRR strategy is a popular investment strategy among the BiggerPockets community and often newer investors because this is a strategy where investors can recycle their capital. Essentially, the concept is where you buy an undervalued property, you improve the value of the property through rehabbing it or adding additional units, which allows you to actually take that property and refinance out some of your initial capital contribution to pull your equity out of the property. And if done correctly, this gives you the ability to potentially pull some or all of your initial capital out of the property to focus on the next rental property. We all know that capital is the most limiting factor when you're investing, and this is a very creative and attractive strategy where you can acquire rental properties and recycle the same amount of capital time and time again. But let's talk about why the BRRRR strategy is becoming more challenging in 2024. We are seeing record low inventory availability, prices are somewhat stagnant. There's simply less investor activity and deals being done currently right now. Financing is more expensive and restrictive, causing additional challenges. By the way, if you're looking for a good lender, make sure to go to BiggerPockets.com/find a lender to find some of the best lenders available today. But all these things are challenges to ultimately still BRRRR in 2024. Well, fortunately for you, let's dive into how you can be a successful BRRRR investor still in 2024. The first thing to be conscious of with BRRRR deals is simply longer hold periods. So if you can adjust your expectations, whereas maybe initial BRRRR properties you were looking at a 6 to 12 month exit, that may be now a 2 to 3 year exit. If it takes a little bit longer to build that 25 to 30% equity that you may need to do a cash out refinance. So simply adjusting your time horizon can still allow you to build equity, especially in growth areas if investing correctly, but it may be unrealistic to BRRRR and exit a property within that 6 to 12 months like many of us are used to in previous years. Now also, if you're looking at different time horizons, that means you need to adjust your financing that you're using and be very conscious of what type of loans you're using, especially with hard money loans that may have strict rules around refinance timelines. You may need a longer refinance loan horizon. One of the strategies at Rent to Retirement that we're most successful with, especially in today's market, is buying new construction properties below market value. You see, in a normal market cycle, we see about 10% of the available inventory is new construction properties. Well, we're triple that right now. About 30% of the available inventory is new construction. This means that builders have excess inventory and they're highly motivated to sell that inventory and incentivize buyers. Well, now is a crucial time where you can actually buy new construction properties below market value. Often our investors are seeing new construction properties that are buying at 10 to 15% below market value, which allows them to come into immediate equity that they can eventually refinance in a shorter period of time. And that is a creative way to BRRRR new construction properties. Additionally, builders are offering what's called equity credits where they will actually cover up to 5% of your down payment in many cases. So new construction is a great way right now where you can create immediate equity and potentially BRRRR quality properties in good locations. Another strategy to be conscious of is creative financing options. Many times when I'm speaking with investors that are having challenges with their BRRRR deals, it revolves around financing and they're just not conscious of what loan options to use. In most cases, they're hyper-focused on just conventional financing, which is one of many type of loan options. For example, there are portfolio loans out there right now where you can buy properties with as little as 5% down, and they will also do up to 95% loan to value on cash out refinances. This means that you don't need to build that 25 to 30% equity to possibly do a cash out refinance. Now, you may need to be conscious about cash flow as you have a higher loan balance, but just using these creative financing options may be a way that you can BRRRR properties quicker and use your equity more creatively. For example, let's say you use that portfolio loan where you put 5% down and a builder offers an equity credit of 5%. That means you essentially could buy a property with zero money down and allow you to have an immediate BRRRR. So there's many creative property and financing options available in 2024 that we haven't seen before that will also allow you to still BRRRR properties today. One of the most important things you can do as an investor if you're looking to build equity is simply buy in good areas. We all hear about location, but that really is a very broad term. Over the past 15 years that I've been an investor, looking back at some of the properties that have performed the best and built the greatest amount of equity, it has not been the properties that have actually forced the equity through doing a value add or a BRRRR deal. It's been the deals that I simply just bought in the best locations and let the market raise the equity both in rents and home prices over time. So if you have a longer time horizon and you want to create equity in a property, simply buying in growth markets where there's an undersupply of housing and a high demand for housing is probably the best way to build and compound equity over time. All right, let's take a moment to look at other strategies that you can be successful with in 2024. First and foremost, I think short-term rentals are back on the mend right now. We saw about 20% dip in income nationwide on short-term rentals post-COVID because we had that huge COVID boom, but short-term rentals are actually back on the mend. They're up 5 to 10% from last year. So short-term rentals may be something to consider, as well as midterm rentals and co-living. And these are popular strategies where investors are able to increase their cash flow significantly, whereas on a long-term rental, they may not even be positive cash flow due to where interest rates are at. Well, if they operated that property as a midterm rental or possibly co-living, where you're renting out multiple rooms to different families under the same roof, this could allow you to actually increase your cash flow dramatically, and something to consider this year. House hacking is always a great way to get started because we still have excellent financing available to investors to house hack. Turnkey rentals are another option that allow you to access great deals nationwide, regardless of where you're located, and tap into an immediate team. And lastly, of course, like we talked about, taking advantage of builder incentives, whether it's buying a property below market value, having an equity credit where the builder is covering up to 5% of your down payment, builders buying your rates down where you can cash flow better. These are all crucial things in 2024 that are important to be conscious of to allow you to be a successful and savvy investor. All right, everyone, thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Zach Master with Rent to Retirement. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the BiggerPockets channel for more videos just like this. And be sure to check out BiggerPockets.com to see all the amazing tools available to investors. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next video.